All right, guys, welcome back. There's your boy, the Grid Master himself, Crystal Chaos, the King. I am humbled to be serving you behind the camera today, my lord. And we are back for another full moon, full harvest moon, or no, excuse me, full hunter's moon in Aries, October 20th, 2021. Woo! Clap your hands, make some noise. How you doing, brother?
It's definitely been a strange transition. As you know from our weekend last weekend, like that was a lot of shit going on. And it's like a real good kind of opening into what's about to come through here.
Yes.
Because we got a lot of.
Let's go check this out. What do you got over here, real quick? Just a quick run through.
Wulfenite down here, all on
Ow.
different matrices. We got it on Epido. We've got it on Limonite.
Wow, that
We
was good.
have Actinolite over here.
Mm-hmm.
Fulgurite or Petrified Lightning. Mystic Merlinite. Azurine, all of these lovely dark green guys. And then Obsidian in both arrowheads and needles.
Wow. Could get a little pokey this month, y'all.
It could very well. But at the same time, what's getting poked at is getting removed. And what's getting removed is not good for you.
You heard it, guys. It looks like it's going to be a pretty hokey pokey November for all of us out here. There's Boris. Say hi, Boris. Say hi to your fans. He's a little shy right now. No worries, no worries.
I think he's just mad the video didn't start on him.
Yeah. Sorry, buddy, you weren't here.
It's like, you know how it is. No, don't. You can't go up there either because I'm using it. Very disappointing, I know.
And there he goes.
It's like originally I named this grid Release the Beast and Those Who Do Us Harm, which basically fits.
Well, yeah, with the Hunter's Moon, we're hunting the beast.
Right?
Woo!
But, you know, also the beast within us, you know? And then I just kind of took that all into consideration, what's also been going on lately. A quick little description from another couple descriptions of this moon. And I'm like, you know what? We're going to call this the Vampire Hunter grid. Because we're going to be cutting out some bloodsuckers, if you know what I mean.
Cutting out the bloodsuckers. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the October 2021 grid for November 2021. I know it's complicated, but try to stay up.
Right.
People, we know you're intelligent. This is the Vampire Hunter Moon grid.
All right, and let's get us started by bringing in the directions and get this energy set and open. So we're going to start to the east, to all of the wind, all the things that fly through the air, wisdom, movement, freedom. Bring in that light, fluffy, flowing energy of the air in the west, or the east. And then we go to the south, to the fire, to light, to passion, creation, destruction. And the thing that all those who creep in the dark fear. Boom. Fire.
Fire!
And then we shall go to the west, to the earth, to the ground beneath our feet, to all things great and small, all the things that run, jump, and crawl, to all the ancestors who came before us and all the descendants who will come after. Let's bring you in.
To the west.
And lastly, to the north, to the waters of emotion, to the depth, wisdom, and knowledge. So deep as the oceans, to the thing that makes it so life can exist.
To the north.
To the north. And then to our great Father in the sky and Mother Earth herself, the divine couple that brought us all together to watch over us, to guide us, to protect us, to strengthen us, to teach us, to lead us, and to help us find what makes us free. And you put a box on the floor and a cat goes in the box. Quick, turn around. Fucking adorable.
Boris, why are you being all cute? Say hi to the people. Oh, there he goes. Hi, buddy.
No, he just wants to say hi to Uncle Chad.
What's up, buddy? I know I'm your Uncle Chad, but today you call me Uncle Chad Diamond Damberite. Let's not forget, that's my crystal name.
Diamond Damberite.
Mm-hmm. All right, what are we starting off with? Let's go wide angle.
Which direction shall we flow? So I like going funky sometimes. I'm gonna put these in backwards.
As you see, Aaron is putting his crystal wands within his centerpiece as usual. What's that middle piece?
Which one?
This guy.
That is a piece of Mystic Merlinite. And for those who don't know, Mystic Merlinite is also known as Indigo Gabo or Gabo. It's a quartz feldspar with many trace minerals in it. Its color in the darkness comes from that feldspar. It is the magician's stone, powerful ally in all types of magic and ritual, accelerating one's learning in all types of magic. It aids in seeing through the veil between the worlds, developing of intuitive psychic abilities, past life recall of knowledge and talents, awakens dormant aspects of our mind, it enhances communication even to those of plants, animals, and other entities. It is a stone of fire and earth connecting us to all the elements. It helps us with manifestation, particularly and knowledge of the true self, and understanding the light and dark sides that exist in everything, especially that of harmony. Embracing our darker parts with love and compassion, because those are us. Our darkness is what protects us. It's what keeps us safe.
I feel like I've just been embracing my darkness with more darkness. Not love. But maybe that is love. I don't know.
Embrace it with like, you are a part of me. I accept you. I appreciate you. And I respect you. And of course, it aligns all chakras, particularly with the concepts of co-creation. It helps with the bones and joints. It is very strongly connected to Pluto, which I believe right now Pluto is still in retrograde and is going to be in a little bit for a little while. So, and even because of that, it's just going to get a little, any of those aspects are going to get a little bit amplified. So don't get worried. It's okay. We can handle. We might not want to, but we can. How shall we do? Let's see. Because, yeah, these guys here, Wulfenite. Wulfenite is a very fun and interesting stone. It is a primary lead compound crystal, and it works very strongly with the concepts of shadow integration. And if we're going to be embracing that inner darker parts of ourselves, we might need a little bit of help integrating it. As well as just the sheer fact that the people who struggle with this the most tend to be the fluffy types. And it's like, there's nothing wrong with y'all. You're needed as much as we're needed. But those people struggle with it, and this past year or so has been very difficult in that kind of manner. You know?
Well, I'd almost say the opposite is true as well. I feel like the people that are better at handling the darkness struggle with the fluffy shit as well.
They do.
It's a weird weird thing, you know what I mean?
Yeah. You gotta remember, you can't have one
without the other. Blah. Guys, we have some crazy Transylvania music going on in the background. It's real low because we don't want to be, get the copyright switch off. You have YouTube censor us, so we got it real low. But just know there's some good. This is the Vampire Grid, y'all.
I have a strange number of these and I don't like it. So we're gonna go like that.
What are those guys?
This is the Mystic Merlinite.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Merlin's in the building.
Mm-hmm.
Go figure, on a Vampire Grid, Merlin would be making his way through. I don't care. I haven't heard many myths about it, but I'm sure Merlin probably took out a couple vampires in his day. Even though maybe the stories don't tell it, I feel like if anybody could take out a vampire, it's Merlin.
He's probably dealt with one or two, but I can't say for certain. It's like, I don't know the man's life. He's not here for me to ask.
Right. I like that little connector piece.
Mm-hmm. This is the lovely Fulgurite, which is petrified lightning.
You guys heard it. Petrified lightning. Talk about this, the fact that this full hunter's, we'll call it the vampire hunter's moon, is in Aries. Talk about how that relates with the fiery Aries and the ram, and how do you feel that's going to affect things with this grid?
I feel that's going to make a lot of the, I'd almost say the darker parts of Aries come out, which is that kind of blind headstrongness, and it's like the aspects in which we approach that, we're going to probably realize it might not be the best way of doing things, or at the same time just maybe we need to just embrace that fieriness to be like, hey, we got to break through these problems, and sometimes to get rid of shit you just got to run straight through it,
which would be blind and headstrong. Unfortunately, it might not be the greatest quality, but sometimes you got to use those qualities to break through, right?
Yep. It's like you got to do what you got to do. These are some very nice obsidian needles, mahogany obsidian to be exact. We're gonna play. Bring the Azurine here. Where's gonna go? Bam. Because we got to go big, go hard.
Just came in on that like a spaceship. Okay, folks. Man, these pieces really make it these long pieces really make the grid look like super clean right out the gate. You know what I mean? Like,
Mm-hmm.
everything's connected. Like, look at that fucking piece. Beautiful.
Right.
Do you believe when it comes to the crystal grid, sometimes like you don't really know? Do you have a specific number of how many crystals you want to use, or you just kind of go with it? And is sometimes minimal better or more better? Like, what is your take on
I
it?
just kind of go with the flow most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
And if, like, my eyes go straight towards, okay, how balanced does this look? Does this need more? Does this need less? Does it have the proper separation that it needs? Because sometimes things just, they need more space, you know?
Yeah.
Some grids...
I do know. I'm married.
Right? Like,
No disrespect, boo.
right? It's like no
Love you,
disrespect,
boo.
but it's like everybody knows you need your own space.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the sign of a healthy relationship.
Yes, sir.
It's when you can't have your own space that you got a little bit of an issue there. Codependency ain't healthy. What you need is co-interdependency. Why? Because being interdependent means you're doing your own shit.
Yes, sir. Wow, that looks beautiful, man.
And because I have them, we can do this. I can go. Where's all my small boys? Small boys. Because you long boy.
I don't know why it just popped into my head, but I'm just going to say it because Spirit wants me to say it. I need to go back and watch the Harry Potter movies.
Okay.
I've only watched the first 4. And I can't quite remember. So do you recommend I go back and watch them all the way from the beginning, or can I just start at 4 and be satisfied?
Well, my question would be is how much do you remember?
Not a ton. A little bit.
Okay.
I was probably baked when I watched them.
Most likely.
Most likely.
It's like, be honest, we're all adults here.
Mm-hmm.
You watch a kid's movie, you get a little fucked up.
Yep.
Why? So you can see the things in the kids' movie that they didn't want you to see as kids. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir. I know I've been getting like a craving to, I think it's just that inner child shit, like the craving to go back and watch some like, cartoons that, the Saturday morning cartoons or the cartoons that would be on after school type thing.
Right.
Which I haven't gone back and watched, but I know they're pretty, I got Disney Plus, so I'm sure a lot of them are probably on Disney.
I was like, I'll be completely honest, I've been having this kind of urge to just watch the what are they? Like the Halloween movies we watched as kids. Like the cutesy fun ones, because, yeah, I could go on and, binge watch the Scream movies, but it's like, I want to have something that's fun.
Give us some fun, damn it. So this grid, the vampire grid, will it give us some fun this month, my friend?
Because, shit, we've had so much trauma. It's like, I want something that's cute and lighthearted.
I know, I feel like I've been, in straight trauma mode since fucking June, Doug.
Trauma llama?
I've been riding a lot of trauma llamas around town for fucking 5 months, so don't quote me if you're doing the math on the live stream, y'all. See Aaron's live streaming the grid build over here, which you can see me on the ground. I got this nice low angle with the Merlin pointing right up towards Aaron's crown chakra. Damn, these little daggers are fucking brilliant. Is there copper in there?
Copper?
Would you say there's an element of copper? I was kind of seeing this brown over here and like these guys.
No, that's iron.
Iron. You don't know unless you ask, folks. You don't know unless you ask.
Mm-hmm.
This is the Gridmaster. This is his realm. I'm lucky enough to be plugged in to witness the greatness.
Sir, I'm lucky to have you as my cameraman.
Mm-hmm. Man, this grid is looking super clean, bro. Like, not that your grids don't look clean, but you know what I'm saying? It's just like with
There's
all the
a little extra something.
Yeah, with all the extra connector pieces, the long skinny daggers, like
Mm-hmm.
super clean. When did you get those?
I got them a while ago.
What can we expect in the month of November? How are people going to feel from your Vampire Hunter's moon, full moon in Aries grid?
There's probably going to be layers of frustration.
Mm-hmm. But like you said, they're coming up to be kind of poked out and stabbed out.
Yeah, because you're going to interact with people who can't feed off of you anymore. And they're going to keep trying, and your body's going to be like, fuck you. Push it all away.
Trying to suck the life out of you without you even knowing it, but you're going to be aware of it.
Mm-hmm. And that's how you'll kind of figure out who the people are in your life that are vampires. And that's, I'm not necessarily talking in a physical, like, oh, they're literally sucking your blood kind of thing. I'm like, no. Like, metaphorical, you know?
Mm-hmm. Shapoopy? Is that what you said, Shapoopy?
I did.
Mine was like Ace Ventura, Shapoopy.
It's actually a musical.
It is? Shapoopy is?
Yeah.
That's funny. Sounds like something old Ace would say, though.
Right? I mean, I do love me some Ace Ventura. But that kind of comedy don't work nowadays because it's juvenile and sexist and all these other little words people want to throw around.
That's what I say, like all the canceling stuff, like why do you gotta cancel the comedy? The comedy was like that one thing where you can just talk about anything and make jokes about anything and people could laugh about it and like transcend it. You know what I'm saying? And now like
yeah, it's like case in point, one of my favorite comedians, Dave Chappelle. He literally makes fun of everybody. And there's just one group of people that gets very butthurt about it. Probably shouldn't have said that, but but still, it's like if you actually listen to him, regardless of the fact that he was using inappropriate language, which he was then eventually corrected on and changed his behavior accordingly, like they still, he gets labeled as things that he's clearly not. And he's literally taking a break from doing shit because of that.
that's crazy.
It's like he had to defend himself for things that aren't really his needing to defend. And it's because he's a comedian. You know what they do? They make jokes about everybody. If you get mad about that, it says a lot more about you than it does about him.
Yes, the art of comedy is damn near dead. Damn, dog, this shit is fucking... Is that Damberite or quartz?
This is fading quartz.
Beautiful.
Yeah, these other crystals that we're using, because we really only talked about the Mystic Merlinite. Fulgurite is, as we said, petrified lightning. And as such, it is basically a physical form of an act of God. Because it is the only crystal out of all the things here that forms instantaneously.
Wow.
But under very specific and precise conditions. Because lightning has to strike sand at a particular angle and kind of progress through that way. And hopefully, like, it'll crystallize because it has enough of the right minerals and things inside. Then, of course, we have the Obsidian here, which is protective. It is a cord cutter. Like, for instance, Obsidian is used by veterinarians to do their incision work. Because it cuts so cleanly that if they don't move quick enough, the wound will heal itself before they're done doing surgery. Because it's such a clean cut. Like, I want to see you do that with anything.
Right.
Then we have the Arginine here, which Arginine removes and replaces energy simultaneously, where typically you need to do something separate in order for that to happen. Arginine just does it. And a lot of this stuff is heart related. So be prepared for that. Emotions will get a little bit on the high side. Things will get a little rough. But that's okay. Just feel what needs to be felt. And if you
What if you're feeling it for like 5 months straight?
If you're feeling it for 5 months
I
straight,
had my moments, but
yeah.
like, did I feel amazing? Don't get me wrong, but it's just like I just keep peeling back more and more layers of fucking grief. I'm like, what the fuck, yo? And then just like, you know, the state of the world around us as well on top of that, like trying not to feed into that energy, but like like not knowing like how can I fucking just do my thing and live in abundance when fucking I feel like everything's crumbling, you know what I mean? Type thing.
Yeah. Well, that's where you then give yourself the space and the people.
The right people.
That make you feel safe and heard. That recognize, hey, I know you're going through shit. I don't expect anything I do to say or fix anything or improve anything. I just want to let you know that I'm here, I care, and I'm listening. That's all we need. It's like we don't need somebody to give us the answers. We don't need
a guru.
Yeah. It's like we are our own gurus. We just need somebody to fucking listen. Because we can figure out all our own shit.
Don't talk. Just listen.
Tasty.
Shit is feeling tasty. Which way is the energy going? I want to see, like, is it clockwise or counter? Because I'm just wondering what I'm feeling right now. I want to see if it matches.
Let's see.
It's beautiful, my
Where
brother.
are you spinning? Counterclockwise.
Counter. That's what it felt like to me when you were putting the quartz on. Yeah, this is one of my favorite parts, guys, when he pulls out this pendulum and gets us swinging. And what are you doing here again? Just for the people tuning in for the first time to the YouTube page. And by the way, guys, if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you subscribe. And if you have any questions, you can email chaosgrids@gmail.com in the description below. But back to the question.
What's going on here?
Yes. Are you sealing the grid? Are you just getting the energy moving?
What this one does, because it is a clear quartz pendulum, I am using it just to work to blend the energies together of all the different stones to help bring them into harmony.
Okay.
As well as see which direction it's flowing, and then just basically get that energy flowing and moving as it needs to be. Because if you were in this room right now, like here, if you can see all that.
Oh yeah, his hands are on fire right now. They're like beet red on this camera.
Yeah, it's like if you were to feel them, these are completely wet from sweat.
Wow.
And it's not just because, oh, my heater's on. My heater's on 50, okay? I don't turn the heater above 50 in this apartment because I will die. And then we'll come in through here with the tourmaline. Now, as you see, this one's splitting the other direction, because this one isn't working with the energy. This is grounding that energy. It's taking all that's here and making sure that it is nice and grounded and stable. So as it's doing what it needs to do, we're not getting, thrown around on our ass.
Mm-hmm.
Because, yeah, we've got Wulfenite, which is shadow integration, which is heavy, which is hard, scary.
Yay.
We have the mystic Merlinite, which is embracing that darker side with love and compassion to take that shadow and being like, hey, I'm not scared of you anymore. I appreciate you and I love you because you are me and I am you. Once you start doing that with your own self, you can begin doing that with others and seeing parts of your own reflection in them, seeing how their own shadows are or are not being embraced. And then you've got the fucking Fulgurite in here, which is basically divine intervention.
Point at the Fulgurite real quick. Yep.
These guys.
Yep.
So that's basically divine intervention in a crystal. Be like, hey, we're gonna take this and direct it right there. Where? Here. Right in our fucking hearts.
You ready to do the hard work, y'all?
Why? Because this is what this is going to do.
November 2021, heart work.
Because then, especially with this, why I did the inner circle in Azurine is because as we are removing these energies, what we are removing are those negative connotations and like mindsets that we've created towards, what's the fuck's it called? Towards our shadow, towards our own darkness. When in reality, it's like all those beliefs and ideas, those come from other people. Those aren't our own. And because of that,
making my heart heavy, Doug.
like,
I hear you. I feel you.
Beliefs, those are essentially the vampires that we've put into our life. That we're like, oh, because of this one belief that I have, I can't fully embrace this other side of me because, oh, others might not like it. Others might see it poorly. I don't want to be judged or seen as weird or different. And it's like,
Dude,
no. Those are imprinted beliefs.
You're
from
literally
society,
speaking to my fucking heart right now.
right? And it's like, and that's a vampire we accepted, right? Most of the time, it's from other people. You know, that coworker that comes around, and every time they do, you regret it because you feel drained afterwards. That friend that only talks about themselves and never asks how you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, those are the vampires we're used to seeing, you know? We don't think about the ones that we put in ourselves. So we're going through.
Woo!
We're taking.
Fuck with it, baby.
We're taking these obsidian fucking arrowheads, shooting that motherfucker down. We are taking the obsidian needles and we are sewing those wounds shut.
Jesus.
And we are taking
dog.
these Apache tears and removing all of that grief and that sorrow that we've put in there because of these beliefs that we've forced upon ourselves because of how society wants us to feel and believe about ourselves.
Wow.
That's what we're
dog,
doing
you on
right now.
fire. My boy's on fire right now, dropping gems.
That shit's what we're doing.
Holy shit.
The best part about all this is this guy right here. These big old lovely stones. This actinolite. Actinolite is a form of nephrite, which is related to a jade. This is a more of a gemmy version of it. And what this thing does, more than anything else, is it takes your aura, expands it out to its maximum, and then it crystallizes that edge. So that only things can get through it are the things you allow through it. And so what that basically is doing is that's giving us the safe space within ourselves to go through, sit with all those griefs, sit with those beliefs, and be like, hey, we don't need you anymore. You aren't necessary. Because the older I get, the more I realize the world is fucked up. So I'm going to be as weird and strange and as uniquely me because that's what makes me happy.
Hell yeah.
It's like, gotta stop cutting ourselves down. Now let's light this grid up with a little bit of fire of some sunstone.
Holy shit.
Get
You
it
just
pumping.
brought like instant like anxiety relief to my chest. It's been a rough day. It's been a rough few days for me, which the people watching might not know, but you know I've been integrating a lot of shit. So it dates back 6 months.
Oh yeah.
Maybe even 8 years.
Oh yeah.
So
I feel like a lot of that shit got like revealed over this last weekend, and it's like you kind of were able to take it from this situation that was right at the forefront and be like, oh shit, this is a lot deeper, this goes a lot further. And because of that, it's like those deeper wounds, yeah, there might be that initial like reopening of a scar, but that's just the surface. You gotta, it's like those old soldiers who got hit with like an IED or something. They have those chunks of metal stuck in their bodies, and as a result, all this pain and suffering and discomfort all just pours around, and then as a result of that, like they have this permanent damage. And sometimes you can get that metal removed, sometimes you can't. And when you can't, that's when it sucks. But if you can remove that metal, you can remove that shrapnel from your own heart. Like, imagine like how painful that is. Because all that scar tissue that's built up on top of it, all of that healing that was done just to cover it up, it's like all you did was prolong the inevitable.
Word.
So You know how it is.
Gems after gems, brother. I appreciate it. You're on fire right there, dropping so many gems. I know I needed to hear. How about y'all? Leave a comment down below if you needed to hear what Aaron was just
Fuck, I need
blessing us all in. Well, that's I think sometimes when we preach or when we really get on fire and we're talking our talk, it's because we need to hear it ourselves. I mean, most of the times, like the stuff I write in some of my books or in my music, I write it because I need to hear it. As a reminder. I still go back and read my, look at stuff in my Pathfinder book to remind me of what I was channeling back then and what I needed, because it relates. Right? Shit don't stop.
Because a lot of times we forget what we initially wrote in those moments of clarity, you know? It's like when we were coming back from the camping trip, I was talking with Connor and being like, I honestly don't remember what we did yesterday. And like it wasn't a bad thing. It's because I was so present in everything we were doing. Like, yeah, I know we did stuff, and as I kind of sat and kind of integrated this past weekend, it's all been like coming back in bits and pieces. But it's like initially I had little to no memory of anything that was going on. And it's because it's like I want to just be here. Like I don't want to think about what we did yesterday. I don't want to think about what's happening tomorrow. I just want to think about right here, right now. Why? Because I'm having fun.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Enjoying myself.
Oh yeah. Look at that, guys. Look at that little Palo Santo burning next to that Merlin. Palo and Merlin go together like peanut butter and jelly, yo.
Peanut butter and chocolate.
Peanut butter and chocolate. Now you're talking my language.
Now we gotta get those Reese's.
And last but not least, Aaron will seal the deal. With a little smoke from Mother Nature. Oh, glory be to God. Glory be to God. Feels good. Like the energy feels good in here right now.
It does. It's like just because the underlying aspects can be rather intense. Like if you've been doing this kind of work already, like this is just basically that last leg for you.
Yeah.
So it's like what we did over the weekend. This is now the okay, let's sit and let's heal. It's like okay, we just dumped all this shit out of ourselves. Now let's bring back what we want to fill that space in. Let's tap into our own sense of magic, if you will. Because like that's another
beautiful.
Like that's why the Mystic Merlinite's kind of the central piece to this. Because it's like, hey, we did all this shit, and we're kind of embracing our weird, our magic, our strange, our unique, the thing we've been told to discard because being an individual doesn't allow you to be part of the collective. And it's like, fuck the collective. But it was like I've told you, I've had lots of dreams before where it's like I'm doing like something where it's like I'm part of a group or I'm wandering around by myself, and then all of a sudden this group or these people would come in. Like the first time it was very much like the agents from the Matrix, and then the next time it was people that were like in business casual, and then it was a group of like younger teenagers, and then it was children. Like, and those last two freaked me out the most because all of these things had this hive mind, like collective mindset, and that kind of stuff scares the shit out of me.
Yeah, me too.
But, you know.
Well, that's good, guys. This is Aaron Twist, the Grid Master, the man, the legend. You know, putting these grids together for the healing of many. You know, we're around here. We're not afraid to do the work. Aries, Hunter, full moon, October 20th, 2021. Remember, guys, this grid is for the month, the next following month, for November 2021 until we, you know, get to that full moon, and that's how we do it. And we're about to head over and add the people to the grid. If you would like to get a crystal or an animal figurine on the grid, as you can see, we have a lot of people on the grid. You can email chaosgrids@gmail.com in the description below. Just know, if we don't personally know you, you will be vetted properly. We don't just let anybody on the grid, because, as you know, this full moon right now is about the bloodsuckers out there, so we don't want anybody sucking the blood from us. Just keeping it real.
All right.
Make sure you subscribe. Last words, Sir Aaron.
Just remember that being authentically you is more important than making sure you fit the mold. 'Cause that's what we're about to do.
Dog, you're literally speaking right to my fucking soul, and you know it, goddammit. You know it! You're not stupid! Alright,
I can't help that you're here. It's like, oh, what's Chad going through? Let's channel his shit into this so we can get some
get some healing, yeah.
Because it's like, we do things just from like, oh, what I might go through.
No.
It's not going to relate to anybody. But it's like someone like Chad, it's like, you fit that like struggle between the work and the grind and the being free and being open. And it was like, those are the people that need this. The rest of us were basically like, oh yeah, I've been working on this already, been doing this kind of shit. And it's like, yeah. Because this is how I work with the collective. Not out there, right here.
Boom, and we'll leave it at that, guys. Happy full moon in Aries, Hunter's moon. Don't get out there. Grab your steaks, grab your garlic, and go kill you some motherfucking vampires.
Have a happy and safe Halloween.